Like, I thought I heard that it was gonna be, so you know what the deleted scene is, right? In the
Like
post
I've heard rumbling, but I don't know
Anything
exactly. Yeah. Hey.
Um, the girl from 13 Reasons Why.
Oh, that's really what they're gonna do?
You know what that scene is, right?
It's him in the Soul World thing.
Yeah.
That Thanos went to.
Yeah, and he sees his daughter in the
And
future.
she like says it's okay that you're dead.
Yeah.
But that's all.
That's what I'm pretty sure. It's like 30 minutes extra.
I heard 30 minutes.
Dude, I heard it was.
It might be 30 minutes of total extra stuff, but it's not going to be scenes from the movie. It's like it's a scene and tribute stuff.
It's not what I heard, but okay, I might be wrong. I've been wrong before.
I don't know. I'm just going off of what I heard, and
Did you say you're right or you're white?
I mean, what's the difference?
I heard.
End of the fight. 45 seconds.
Right. Yeah, I heard that they weren't gonna appear at Comic-Con. They were just gonna wait till D3.
That was what they were saying before, and it's
Is it D3 or D23?
D23.
D23.
That's what they had been saying, like when Avengers had come out. But this is just new stuff because they're on the press tours for Spider-Man. That Feige is teasing it.
Super weird, man. I don't know what to think of Spider-Man. Like, this is just. It feels like such an underwhelming thing to have after Endgame.
I'm just curious what it's going to be because this is the end of Phase 3. Endgame isn't the finale.
Yeah.
It's this movie, so it's got to be setting up what's going to happen next. And I feel like it can't be the multiverse because they've been talking about the multiverse in all the trailers.
Yeah.
And like that, there should be something like huge happening. And they filmed all this stuff before the Fox stuff was done, so they couldn't have filmed anything like Galactus is coming. They couldn't have filmed
we don't know.
the X-Men or something.
Here's the thing: Marvel has been known to add a lot of things like super fucking last minute.
True.
And literally last minute. Like the Avengers 1 post-credit scene in the Shawarma restaurant was filmed the night before the red carpet release.
Yeah, it was. It couldn't have been more last minute.
Yeah, like literally, they had fucking 8 hours of setup time, fuck everything up, get it real dirty, and then put that scene together. That's fucking crazy.
True, and I mean something could happen where it's there's all this speculation about because in the first Spider-Man movie they were tearing down Avengers Tower and replacing it with something else. Yeah. And you see in the trailers for this movie, Avengers Tower is under construction, so maybe they could just make it the Baxter Building or something.
Oscorp.
Or
I heard Oscorp.
It's most likely Oscorp.
Yeah.
But they could do something to tease the Fantastic Four, or somebody was saying, "Oh, what if Peter Parker got a letter to the Xavier Institute?" I was like, "What the fuck is that idea?
What?
That's so garbage."
Stupid.
He's not Harry Potter. An owl isn't gonna fly into his room and give him a letter.
And he's not
Xavier
immune.
would already know he's not immune.
Yeah, I know. Fuck.
That's all I'm seeing right now. Is just garbage fan theories.
Yeah,
because
I know.
It's been radio silence from Marvel, pretty much.
God, I just don't know what to think about this movie. I don't know.
It is odd to have another movie so soon after Avengers because it still is such an emotional.
I know, man.
Release.
I still think about that movie. And I'm just I'm traumatized. God damn, it was just so fucking much. Real quick thought, because I was thinking about it earlier, on the lines of the Fox franchise. Do you just want a 100% complete recast
of what?
All the X-Men that we have?
Yeah, 100%.
Really? You don't want at least Magneto and what's his name?
I love Fassbender and I love McAvoy in those roles. I feel though, it's just better to wash your hands of what's happened.
Okay.
Because there'll be baggage from them doing those movies with them being in these movies. Because we already know X-Men's timeline's already fucked.
Oh yeah.
And there's Marvel has done a mostly good job. There are some snafus and shit happening. If you bring them in, the nerds are going to lose their fucking minds, and it's going to be all this baggage of all the shit they bring along with them. And I feel like Marvel itself is like, we paid all this fucking money, we're gonna do our own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you're gonna have to already be recasting iconic people already. You're gonna have to get a new Wolverine. You're gonna have to get like a new Cyclops. Hey, I'd be fine if you brought back Kelsey Grammer as Beast, but anything other than that,
really,
I like Kelsey Grammer as Beast.
I hated and despised. Here's the thing. Wait, Kelsey Grammer is the
first Beast.
Oh, what? You.
Frasier.
Yeah.
Frasier.
What? Hey, fuck it. Whatever. I liked him too. Yeah, I feel like. Here's the thing. I feel like we need to get actors that are not gonna fucking cry, bitch, and moan about being in like
Blue makeup.
In anything. Like, fucking hell, man. Get your shit together, grow the fuck up, and just be in these places. I'm saying that, and I've never sat 12 hours to get fucking dressed up for
every
a
day.
scene. I know, right? I'm like, fuck, dude. No, but seriously, it's like...
And I feel like Marvel has that down because that's why negotiations take so long with some people, because it's like, we own you for 8 years at least, and this many movies, and you are committed, because you're not just committing the time you're filming, like, you have to commit months to press, you have to commit all this time to, like, priority reshoots, like, they own you, and, like, that's why you have to work so hard to make it work.
But I think, here's the thing, I think, however, like, here's the terrifying thing, is, like, realistically, I hope behind the scenes, Marvel is actually, like, filled up, Marvel Studios is actually filled up with, like, really genuine and caring and loving people. Like, I hope that these guys are not just putting on, like, a facade to be like, yeah, Marvel's so great, and they have, like, a fucking gun to their back, and they're like, oh, holy shit, see what you... But I feel like, man, I just don't know. I hope. I really hope. And then I look at people like Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth, like, they're real genuine people. Fucking Tom Holland looks like a genuine dude. They've seen and they've done a lot of really good and genuine work. So I'm like, it keeps my hopes up, but I'm just like, I feel like I'm too terrified of corporations.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
especially something like Disney, which owns half the world.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, but
I feel like there's enough, like, and I think because of the track record of success, there is more freedom and less, like, corporate pressure on it to do things. Like, that's probably why the Star Wars is so, like, soulless now.
Yeah.
Is because they're not really succeeding and people aren't really into it. That's why there's all this, like, extra shit going on. Like, Marvel, like, there is, like, the formula where, like, after these things happen, the ending is, like, generally the same with, like, oh, I'm fighting another version of myself, or there's like a rubric to how you do them, but then there's also all this freedom to get your Ragnaroks, to get your Winter Soldiers and Civil Wars, to get your Ant-Mans, to get your Endgame, and it's because of that success that they're able to have more freedom, which then breeds more success.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope it's all good. I'm excited for Keanu Reeves to be in the Eternals, evidently.
See, that's another thing. Like, I'm hearing other completely different about what Keanu Reeves is going to do.
Really? What are you hearing?
He's going to be new Magneto.
Nuh-uh. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck you.
I've heard his name thrown around about as Adam Warlock. Because, I mean, Keanu Reeves is the perfect man.
Ooh. Oh, that's so fucking true. I would totally be down.
Because there's also, like, sort of a up-in-the-air thing about, like, Chris Evans and what he's doing, because it's like, is he going to be a part of Guardians 3, or is Guardians 3 going to be grouped into, like, Thor 4?
You mean Chris Hemsworth?
Yeah, did I say Evans?
Yeah.
My bad. Evans is done. Yeah. But, like, what's going on with Hemsworth? So, that would be
I think it'll be like a Thor 4 / Guardians 3.
Yeah, I'm wondering who's going to play second fiddle.
I think they'll do it like Ragnarok. Like, it was a buddy cop movie. And I think
will they call it?
It'll be Guardians. It'll be Guardians.
Galaxy,
no, I think it'll be
Guardians 3. I think it's going to be Guardians 3.
Yeah. It'll be Guardians Volume 3.
And I don't know. Maybe we're putting too much, like, we as, like, the collective fan base is like, oh, I don't know if Thor's going to be around for the whole movie. He may just be there for, like, the first few scenes, and it's like, I'm going to fuck off.
Yeah. He doesn't have a hammer though.
That was like a direction.
Oh, okay.
No, it was totally the hammer. I was lying. I was being a liar.
What's it called? Yeah, I just don't know what to think. I really hope, and I want like 4 post-credit scenes to like just like set everything
maybe.
up, man. I don't know.
I'm curious since they're gonna be in Europe, if we're gonna get Captain Britain or not.
Yeah, because
there
been
was
hyping
a lot
him
of
up.
rumors
Yeah,
about,
and
like,
that'd be a pretty cool way to introduce the mutants because he's a mutant.
if they are talking about actual multiverse and like rips in space time, Captain Britain, Christian Bale's been tied to that job for a while.
It would also be the name for the mutants that we need to hear, especially since we're in Europe. The name drop that we need to hear for is Braddock. Because Braddock is Captain Britain, but Braddock is also Psylocke.
Really?
They're the brother and sister.
Siblings?
Yeah, they're siblings.
How did I miss that?
Yeah. I forgot her first name. It's like Elizabeth or something like that, but it's Braddock. Yeah, they're brother and sister.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the name drop that we need to listen to, and then that's going to be like leading us up to either Captain Britain and or probably
or
mutants.
Moon Knight.
That would make no sense.
He's an Egyptian. He's got an Egyptian.
But that's Egyptian.
curse.
That's not like fucking
It's right
Europe.
there. Africa's
No.
right there. He's
Here's
like,
the thing.
my Egypt sense is tingling.
So
I gotta go to lunch.
Here's what I do want from Moon Knight. I would love a retconned Moon Knight to be like a black guy, and have him dive into like just completely retcon like Moon Knight, not necessarily as like his schizophrenia, but more so like to have him dive into one, mental health, which is like the schizophrenia part, 2, the history of some like these like ancient Egyptian, whatever, that like that'd be cool. But then also 3, like his own cultural background, like having it as a black man, I feel like you can have like expand the character and be like, holy shit, like he's a black man that has mental health issues that like
He's got a gun. I'm sorry.
Holy shit!
There's all that set up. Oh my god, there's all this dramatic stuff. And he has a gun and Maria Hill freaks out and shoots him.
Shit. Fuck you.
I'm sorry for like, you had an interesting point and I ruined it, but.
Oh god. But I think that'd be cool. To like have him like give the character a different depth, and like you could even do it to where he's not like in that stupid like little crusader like mask and hoodie kind of like cape thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can have him in, I think, like the new era kind of style Moon Knight where it's like he's all decked out in a tux with just the mask, and it just like give a different like feel to the character.
I feel like he would be something on like the Netflix shows, and it would just sort of be like, hey, we're not going to do Daredevil again for a while, but hey, Moon Knight can be in a similar vein and fill that like hole of I'm going to be running around rooftops and kung fu-ing people.
Yeah,
but there's a layer that I'm crazy.
Yeah, I just want Moon Knight to be done right, and be done like differently. Like, because obviously Moon Knight was just made in a different era, but I just feel like you can't get away with like in the modern era and the time and space that we're in, a white guy being like possessed by an Egyptian like god. Like it's just you
Well, would you have
you're just losing the opportunity to tell a different story.
Would you have a problem if, on a completely other side of it, like in DC, if they ever brought the Hawks in, would you have a problem with them being white?
Yeah. I would want them
even though like Carter Hall is like in all the comics has been like depicted as a white dude and like all the TV shows.
Like, yeah, but it's just like Moon Knight. Like Moon Knight, all throughout the history, has been a white guy that was possessed by Khonsu, the Egyptian god.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why okay. So look, let me say this. I don't have a problem with it, and I wouldn't have a problem with it if they went that route with Moon Knight. I just would like for them to go a different route and try something new.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Moon Knight is a character where it's like, there's so many possibilities with him, but throughout his publication history, he's kind of one-sided. Like, he's just this schizophrenic guy possessed by an Egyptian god. That's it. And, like, it's just boom, 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 boom. You can dive deeper if you do something that has, like, this multifaceted, like, possibility where it's like, you know, he's a black guy in the States, not from Africa. So that is already, like, completely different cultural, you know, aspect. People from Africa don't get along with people who are black in the United States. So that'd be completely different. He'd be an archaeologist who's, like, trying to find his own history or whatever, and, like, trying to do a deeper dive. But then at the same time, he's got this, like, mental health issue. He's schizophrenic, and then he's connecting back to his ancestral culture because he's, like, going to Egypt to do all this history. And then you're creating, as far as, like, Marvel Cinematic Universe goes, a different kind of level of it to where it's like, holy shit, there is, like, gods and, like, beings of, like, otherworldly, you know, whatever, and supernatural, because Khonsu, like, this Egyptian god, like, possesses him. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I feel like there's so much within that intersectionality that can become multifaceted as far as, like, creating a new story. And so that's what I would hope for them to do. I will take back what I'm saying, and I won't say that I would dislike for them to go just the regular route. I'm still going to be excited. I'm still going to like it. Or hope I like it. I'm still going to be interested and still going to watch it. I would just like for them to go a different route. Mm-hmm. And on as far as DC goes, first off, I hope DC does anything good at all.
Shazam!
I fucking hate it. And two, I would like for them to at least, like, do something that's a little bit different. Now, as far as the shows go, they kind of did do something like that. Like, the characters that they got for Hawkeye or Hawkman and Hawkwoman were kind of, like, ethnically ambiguous. So it was like, that's cool.
The Hawk Girl was definitely,
she was black,
African,
right? Yeah,
American. I'm pretty sure
the guy
was white as shit.
Yeah, but he was, like, ethnically, he was, like, probably Mediterranean.
But there's also
descent,
like,
so he was like,
it's a confusing origin for the two of them because they're also aliens.
Are they aliens? I don't know.
Themyscira is where they're from. It's a whole other planet, and, like, the Hawk is essentially, like, a title of a cop.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
So there's, like, two different ways it is. Like, we could be space cops, but, like, for the planet, like, their planet of Themyscira is, like, their cops.
Yeah.
Or you could go with, we have been reincarnated 1,000 times throughout the histories of Earth, and we're just, like, two lost lovers trying to find each other, but we keep dying every time we find each other. So, like, they could go multiple direct. Like, there's not, like, one way that the Hawks work.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's also, like, it's not necessarily the same as Moon Knight, but it's like, they did start in Egypt, but they are reincarnated, like, with the intention of them being, like, impossible to find each other. So, like, them being born on opposite ends of the world with, like, one being one race, one being a different race is totally possible. They don't necessarily have to be. We are two Egyptians bodies somewhere in the world.
Yeah. I get you. So, I don't know. I just would like for them to go a different route. Again, but I'll take back what I said. I won't be, like, upset and not interested if they go the regular guy.
They definitely are, like, at least because it's all rumors right now, like, it seems like they're going to be trying to do more of that for Marvel in the future, because the rumor is, like, the next Iron Man will probably be Riri. They're
not Tony Stark.
Like,
fucking. Well, I mean, he may as well be, but Robert Downey Jr. is making that big push.
Yeah, he's really trying to make that happen, and, like, every superhero has a fucking daughter, so, like, every like
for real.
Like, sort of legacy hero will probably be like one of their daughters, and like they did the big glory shot of all the women in Endgame, so like they're showing like that they're going to continue to push that forward.
I think that was just a bad usage of words.
Me?
Glory shot.
I didn't say cum shot.
Wow, I didn't. I don't think I had to edit this episode until like maybe there. Fucking hell.
in Guardians 3, it's going to be a lot about Rocket. James Gunn
Yeah.
talked about, and so his like otter girlfriend is going to be around. So we're going to
That's
have multi-species.
right. That's fucking. I'm not against that though.
Because I think they said the villain's going to be the High Evolutionary to
Yeah.
like answer that, and
Mhm.
so like she's going to be involved, and I think that's just like so. That's going to get back to why like people are like the Guardians of the Galaxy is never going to work because it's like an otter. Or there's a Rocket Raccoon on the team, and he's like, oh yeah, my girlfriend, this talking otter.
Fuck, I was gonna say something. Oh, here's also why I think that we're in for like a strange loop of like things, and it's because somebody pointed out the fucking obvious to me the other day. Endgame ends in like 2024, 2023. Like that's where
it's 5 years in the future.
Yeah. So I think with the string of movies that we have at least rumored / announced, we're just gonna get like side stories that are just kind of leaving us like in the unknown, that by the time we get to 2023, 2024, we're gonna be caught up with the universe. If
How
that
do you
makes
mean?
sense. So like a lot of these movies are either gonna be like extremely like fucking side stories, like Shang-Chi, like that movie's gonna be so side, to the overall events that it's not gonna necessarily be forced to mention, like the Avengers or anything. It'll be at the like 2023, mark timestamp, but it'll be just like super side story that we're not gonna have to worry about. Like, oh, by the way, it's fucking 2023. Like,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. And then we're gonna have movies that are like outer worlds, so like or outer dimensions. So like we'll get
Yeah,
Doctor
like the
Strange.
fucking Eternals is
Yeah,
going to be so
exactly.
caring about what year it is on
Yeah,
Earth.
exactly. Doctor Strange, Eternals, and the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and then Black Panther. I think will be like.
I've got questions about what the fuck's happening in the world of Black Panther. I'm very curious what they're going to do in that movie.
Me too.
Because, I mean, he was gone for 5 years. No one else could really be Black Panther because there's no more heart-shaped herb. What was going on? Is he just allowed to be king again? We know Shuri was gone. Did his mom get dusted too? What happened? Did M'Baku run shit? And now he's like, hey.
Possibly. Who knows?
I'm very curious.
But yeah, I think so those movies are all going to be like such subsects to the arching plot that we're not going to have to worry about. And then the Black Widow's movie is going to be a prequel, so we're just going to be like getting a whole bunch of side stories, really cool, really fun, blah blah blah, blah. And then by the time 2023 happens or 2024, we're going to get caught up, and I think that's when we're going to get like, boom, okay, these movies are going to begin to start crossing paths again.
And I think it's
No!
also to help Marvel out a lot because of the timeline issue. So much of it was, I guess it's happening in present day, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Now they have like a 5-year buffer for movies to like catch up with a little bit. Yeah. So not everything is like, they don't have to be like, oh, it's happening now, but it could also be a year from now. It's like, no, we are definitely in the year 2023. Now there's a grace period for us to catch up with.
Yeah. So, it'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Calm shot.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?